World of Jade Dynasty is a new open world MMORPG that had a soft launch in Taiwan and SEA early June. And when I mean soft launch, it's like a beta launch, but you get to keep everything. So basically a proper launch of the game. And it's a Wuxia type of MMORPG, which is basically like if you guys have played Revelation Online or Perfect World or Sword of Legends Online, is that type of game with action combat, really Eastern vibe to it. However, this game looks really good. It's by far from all the other Eastern MMOs I played, the combat is absolutely amazing. The open world is sick. You can fly around everywhere. In this video, I'm going to be covering everything you need to know about this game. I actually got to play it myself. It is a very easy way for you guys to actually check it out yourself before it comes to global launch. Global launch day, we don't know when it is yet, but I'm really excited to see this game actually come. So let's just jump into the video. Now, if you guys want to check out this game, World of Jade Dynasty in Taiwan, when you download it and you make an account, the game is actually in a different language. And the easy way, there's many ways to do this. You can like mess around with the files, but the easiest way to deal with this is get Logofast, because with Logofast, all you have to do is click on this thing, one-click translator right here, and it translates the game to English for you. And you can do this for many different games. If you ever wanted to play like an Eastern game or whatever, and you don't know the language, just use Logofast, easy translation. Not only that, you get way less ping. It's just an amazing overall thing to use for games in general, like having the translation option, having the ping issue. So it's really good overall to use. So I use Logofast for this, and then my game is fully, like, as you guys can see, fully translated, so I can just jump right into it and enjoy the content. Now, before we get into the game, we got to talk about the classes in this game. You don't have gender locks, so you can choose between male or female. There are 5 different classes, and even though they have different names, because let's be real, Eastern games or MMOs in general use different type of names for the classes, but once you figure out what kind of classes they are, you kind of get the feeling of which class you want to pick. Now, this is the Qing Yun, which is overall mage class. Has good single target damage or AoE damage, but high attack basically and really good speed. So good abilities overall. So this is I think one of the more popular classes from what I've seen running around. And then you have Ghost King, which is, can we guess this? This is a tank or a melee class. High defense, a little bit of speed, decent damage, but overall, if you are playing tank or want to play tank in this game or used to playing tanks in games, especially for PvE and PvP, this is basically a tank or a class you want to go for, the Ghost King. He looks really sick though. I really like the sword, but that is the tank of the game. Next up, we have Ling Z. Here you cannot select between male and female. A lot of like Chinese MMOs do this, where you have 2 genders, but one is female and the other one is a lolly. Yes, so if you are going to be playing the healer, you kind of have to play female. It's no male option, and I will highly advise you guys to play female. Don't play lolly. Lolly is, it's kind of weird, guys. It's kind of weird, but this is basically healer of the game. Uses a little water orb. Has high defenses, can put shields and stuff. Overall, a really solid healing class. So if you're used to playing support or healer, it's the class you go for. Next up, we have Assassin. I'm trying to cover them really quickly so you kind of get just a feeling of what each class can do. This is obviously, even though it's called Albriza Julie Brees in here, I think it's called He Huan for the translation, but this is the Assassin, of course. High single target damage, high attack, insane speed, good amount of burst, really good for PvP, single target, just insane amount of damage. You're used to playing Assassin classes, Berserk type of classes, definitely the class for you. Last but not least, we have Incense. We have another type of mage. This is more of like a fire mage, and the animations of this class looks absolutely insane. Like, look at this. Look how crazy this looks. Insane. And he uses a sword too, really sick. I like when the Chinese players or MMOs do this, is they give you like unique weapons to like typical roles, because usually like a proper mage will have a staff, right, or a wand or something, but a cool ass sword is sick. But that are the 5 classes, and let's jump into the game. Now, I am playing on a max level account here, level 60, and most of the skills, as you guys can see, it is action combat. So people that are wondering about how the combat is in the game is really fast-paced action combat with skill shots too, like this. You can actually stop some of the skills too. You have block options right here. You have teleport option depending on your class. Shields for protection barriers. You have sword in the air damage, and then when you actually target, you get a target here, you can actually see when the skills light up. It's overall, it will light up, and then you can use some of the skills. So it's like a action combat, but gives you like it doesn't let you cast all the skills if you're not in combat, but it sometimes need target for some of the skills. So these are the skills, and the skill looks really cool. Like, look at these kind of skills. Insane AoE skills, good damage, skill shots. I love that type of gameplay. Fast-paced combat, right? With insane amount of movement, you have to dodge. You get CC'd. You have certain skills that you guys can use if you like to do PvP. But overall, the combat in this game is very dynamic, very fluid, and very action combat based, right? So overall, I really like the combat overall on this type of games, and I know many MMO enjoyers definitely enjoyed that fluid action combat over that tap target static combat. So they did a really good job with the combat here. Now we got to talk about the open world in this game, because the open world is absolutely amazing in this game, because you can travel absolutely everywhere. You have a mount that you can use, or you have a flying sword, or you can glide yourself and you can move really fast with it. You can travel across the whole map, and the world looks absolutely stunning. You know, I think it is Unreal Engine 5 if I'm not wrong, or 4 or 5. I think it's 5. But the world overall looks insanely amazing. It's dynamic, different things, many things happening around the open world. You have events happening all the time. You have players that you can see or meet. It is a massive world, so you don't always meet a bunch of players. And you know, some players are flying around, some people are on a mouse, some people are doing events. But overall, the just exploring the open world is incredible in this game. Like, I can just go around and explore for a long time because it looks so good. Just glide around or fly around with my flying mount and stuff. So I really had a really good experience just exploring and checking out what the world has to offer and all the events happening around all the time. So really high quality game, looks really good, and the world looks absolutely stunning. Now we got to talk about the contents in this game. Like, what kind of content do you have? What kind of PvE content do you have? What kind of PvP content do you have? Now, if you open the menu right here, you can actually see most of the content that you can do, which is under instances right here. And this game has a bunch of content. You have 5-man dungeons with different type of difficulties. You have 10-man player dungeons, or more of a raid type. And then you have 20-player raids, basically. So the PvE content is there. And all of this content is instance, so you have to enter an instance to actually be able to do this kind of stuff. So you enter an instance, match make, and then you have to complete the dungeons, basically. So very similar to many MMOs, right? You have to join, you enter a matchmaking system, and then you do your dungeons. And the dungeons overall is the typical dungeons. Like, you have to defeat the boss, you have to work with your team. Some of the dungeons, if they get harder and harder, has actually many different mechanics. You have to like position yourself, learn the mechanics of the dungeons, and then you get the reward, right? At the end of the day, it's MMO. You have to progress, you have to get gear, you know, you have to level up, and then upgrade and start upgrading your gear to better and better gear by doing this PvE content, by doing matchmaking and playing with your friends. It has a lot of social abilities next to the PvE, right? You have the dungeons, you have the raids, you have all that base dungeon content that you're looking for, but you can also have like a guild system, play together with your guilds. Activity bonuses, events happening like I mentioned earlier, when you go around the map and play around the map. So at the end of the day, if you're looking for the PvE content and the stuff to progress, the game offers actually a lot of content already at the start, which I think is really cool. So just being able to go around, test out these dungeons have been a really fun blast. Unfortunately, I can't enter the hardest dungeon because my character isn't as geared, unfortunately. But I really want to test out all the other contents that the game has to offer. Probably later on, because I definitely have to work a little bit more on my character. Probably not going to do it for the Taiwan release, but definitely going to do that for my global release. Now, PvE content is fun and all, but I know some of you guys enjoy PvP. And PvP, trust me, there is enough of PvP in this game. Again, if you go into the sports section of this game, they call it sports, which is pretty cool. You have 3 versus 3 player team. Right here, 3-person team. Team modes, you have 3v3 melee, defeat to win. You have 5v5, which you guys could do. Some of them have extra boosts. It is MMR, it is matchmaking. You have faction battlefields, which is really sick, which you can just enter at any time. You have Battle of Hong Jong, which is 200v200 mode, battle for faction strongholds, but they're open at certain times during the day. Gang League, Northern Desert, and possibly more to come. So PvP in this game, there is a bunch of things that you guys can do, and then you can climb the rankings, because I know some of you guys are really PvP enjoyers. In the PvP, some of them modes are really fun. Like, you fight out, like the 3 versus player person team is you fight 1v1s until a team wins. So you could potentially carry your team as a solo. So I know a lot of you guys who are skilled PvPers, you don't like you want to be able to carry your teammates. And in this game, you actually get that option in some of the modes, which is really sick. So you have like the single player 3v3 modes, and then you have normal PvP modes, all that stuff. So in my opinion, the PvP is a really blast. And they also have a function here. They can enter faction mode by just clicking on the right side, and the faction mode is on now. So if I meet players in the open world with different faction as me, it will be a fight. So in PvP in this game, a lot of options again to do for the people that enjoy large scale or small scale PvP, and you can turn on PvP mode. And a lot of people use the PvP mode or the faction mode, from what I've seen. But overall, for the PvP enjoyer, you're definitely not going to be disappointed inside of this game. Now, let's talk about other things to do in the game, because the game actually has a housing system. Now, I am too poor to buy housing, but I heard the housing and the sandbox system is really good. You can get instant home furniture, design them as you want. I mean, any Eastern MMOs are really good with this, like being able to design your home and invite people over. All that stuff. So the game does have that. It does have some life skill options too, you know, a lot of exploration in this game, and just stuff overall that you can do, like exploration stuff where you travel around the map gathering everything. So a lot of different modes and stuff aside from just the PvE and PvP that many people look for. You have many different options that you can play and try and gather. So exploration wise, I mean, the game looks absolutely insane. If you're exploring around the world, looks crazy, right? But aside from just the PvE and PvP, you're definitely gonna have things that you can do and just have fun with, because that's what MMOs are about, right? The PvE and PvP is fun, but sometimes you just need a social hub or something chill to do. You know, enter. You have like gang options, which is going to be your guild. So many different things overall to explore in this game aside from just the PvE and PvP. Yeah, the elephant in the room is definitely the monetization and the pay to win. Now, from the mostly what I've seen, because I think the game is kind of subscription based, but it's probably going to change maybe free to play when it comes out globally. Right now, you can only get mainly outfits in the game, which is really cool. You can see here, you can get mounts, buy mounts with the currencies, or get by getting them inside the game. But you have some pay to win options, or I don't know, that battle pass that you can buy in the game, and then get some little bit of extra rewards and stuff. Of course, complete your task, but you can see the awards. There's some materials that you could use and need, and then you have also a top-up function, which is this currency right here, which I think, if I'm not wrong, you can correct me in the comments if I'm not wrong, but you can actually transfer for other currencies, which can help you obtain stuff in the shop, because in the shop they have many different currencies, so many different items that you can get. So that's like the main pay to win stuff that I have seen. So overall, I did expect more, and maybe it is more that I haven't seen so far, because it is an Eastern style MMORPG, right? So you kind of expect the game to be very heavy pay to win, but from what I've seen so far, it's not too much. But I would not be surprised if it comes out globally and has way more pay to win features, like we've seen many games do recently. Is they would get a currency, or you know, a currency that you can get, and then you can use it for trading or auction house, and you can also obtain it in the game. And I'm pretty sure that the game will possibly end up doing something similar like that, so you guys can probably get stuff inside the game and items and stuff by buying. But from what I've seen, it's not too heavy right now, which is a really good thing. So we'll have to see how it will be during the global launch. But we also seen many games do something different when they launch globally, because they've realized that we don't like full pay to win. So hopefully they make sure that we are not full pay to win. But some of these items and stuff, like the fashion items and stuff, look really cool though. Like, I can't lie. Like, look at these things. This is what the Eastern MMOs do really well. Like, this is like a tombstone. And you have these mounts. And then you have flying. Like, these are the flying sword, flying mount things that you can have. I mean, that they are good at. Can't be mad. Okay, here we can see some other things. So with these, here we go. This is probably what it is. Star Archway. Wing, 3 pot. I mean, it does seem like most of this is costume, right? Painting and stuff. What is this? Social props? Other? Red envelope? Extra items? I mean, again, it looks like mainly cosmetics. So, yeah. Haven't seen anything like super brutal pay to win yet, so definitely correct me wrong because you guys know my stance on pay to win. I don't like it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it does have some pay to win functions. But that is my overall thoughts about the world of Jade Dynasty. I mean, it is made by Perfect World, which you mean they're known to make mobile games and stuff too. So, I have been pleasantly surprised with the game. Now, it's not a game that I would see myself play for many months. It is an MMORPG. At the end of the day, it's gonna have content that will eventually run out and will be repetitive. But it's like a fun MMO to definitely check out when it does release. Hopefully it does release globally soon, and you know, have like a small good time with it, especially if you enjoy like these type of Eastern style MMOs with like fluid action combat and stuff. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Love to hear your guys' opinion. Make sure you guys check out Lack of Fast. Check out the video right here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.